Hello and welcome back to another episode of Game Brigade. Today on the show, we're going to be doing an episode of Kickstarter Call Back. Kickstarter Call Back is where we go back in time and take a look at the games that I backed in previous months. Now, we originally started this series wanting to talk about from April on, but we had some requests to go back, and instead of doing like a lump sum, I figured we'll just kind of go backwards while I can. So let's go to March. So this will be for March 2020. So March 2020 was an interesting month. We obviously had some events occurring in the planet, and so we we're needing to find ourselves some retail therapy. I guess that would be the most appropriate term that I could use thinking of this. And it's kind of what triggered me to get into doing these Kickstarter videos. And in fact, there's a game on here that I was looking for content on to learn more about it. And I just wasn't finding what I was looking for, which has kind of triggered me to start my YouTube channel as it is. So let's go ahead and transfer on over to this one. So the first game is Stars of Akarios, I believe. It's actually been changed, the name. This used to be called Starlight, but they did change the name of this game. And so this is the one specifically that I was referring to that had me want to do more YouTube videos regarding Kickstarters and board games, because I was really curious about this one. In fact, I went to my local game store and the owner was talking to me about how he had backed this game. And so I was like, I hadn't looked at that game very much, and I'd like to take a look at it. So I checked it out, and it had some interesting parts to it. But I wanted to know more. So I started doing YouTube searches, and I was like, God, there's just not enough for me to understand what this game's about. So I backed it because there was enough there that I liked. So I decided to take a shot on it. Now, if I remember right, I feel like this guy, Brendan, we're just going to check it real quick. I think, so he has created 2. So I generally have, I've been burned, and maybe we'll get, if we do enough callback episodes, we might get to the section where I feel like I've been burned, and I officially haven't been burned yet. The games can still deliver, but I definitely don't feel like they're coming. And so I've learned, I feel like the lower the amount of games a creator has created, personally for me, it's hard for me to want to give them my money because there's just not a track record. So this one kind of challenged me on that, because Brendan obviously didn't have the track record that I've seen for me to trust. But I liked the idea of Starlight, Akarios. I cannot pronounce words sometimes, so I apologize that. You know, as you watch this show and you learn about me as a host, I sometimes have words that I make up to fill in because I don't know how to pronounce some of these things, or how the content creator wanted this word pronounced. So anyways, this game, let's talk. So I rambled a lot about this one, but let's kind of talk about why did I back it. So this game has a mechanic very similar to Seventh Continent, where you're going to be revealing the galaxy as you're exploring, and it's going to have a scenario book, and you're going to, as you go through the galaxy and you're exploring the story of this world, you'll have specific scenarios for whatever part of the galaxy that you've revealed in the cards. Okay. It also, when you go into combat, it's gonna have it's gonna zoom in, and how my brain imagined this, like zoom in to combat, kind of akin to Star Wars, the X-Wing miniatures game, where you're gonna actually be physically taking your miniature and fighting kind of a space battle using your pilot, the upgrades that you've collected along the way, and it's gonna be more of a real-time strategy, like RTS-like experience in the combat. And you have exploring planets as well. So you have, to me, this really deep potential here. There's a lot of potential for a game that really itches my my exploration need. I am a big person about exploring worlds, really diving into the realm. of the story. So this one seemed like it had a ton of elements. Now I know that they are working on redoing some of the character development, and which is great. I really want them to really flesh out the characters. I want them to mean something to me as we're going through it. And I'm very, very excited. So they do have a late pledge option here. So if that's something you are interested in, I would definitely take a look at the late pledge. And I can't talk enough. This is the game that I was like, this was my game that I was looking forward to. So this was my like number one hit for a long time for 2020 until I think Nemesis came out. Now they're kind of closer in line. So this is Stars of Akarios, something like that. Okay, so the next one we're going to take a look at here is Chronicles of Crime, and this is the Millennium series. And so this one, I would admit, I probably might have gone a little overboard in terms of the backing of it, but I had just picked up, if you watched one of my previous videos, I had just picked up Chronicles of Crime from the game store that I go to. They had a relatively decent priced copy, so I was like, I'll take a chance. And I haven't played this game, and I really do like games that make you think, and we really enjoyed that. Oh, geez, we really enjoyed the game. Me and my wife did. We enjoyed playing it together. So this Kickstarter was going, and I was like hyped. I was on the hype train. I really wanted to get it, so I actually went all in on this guy. Playmat, all 3 expansions, everything. I wanted to really just get my claws into Chronicles of Crime. And I like the idea that each one is set in a different time, and potentially if you have all 3, you can intertwine your campaign, or your crime story potentially could intertwine between all 3 timelines. I thought that was really cool. So this is one that I backed as well, went all in on this guy. You can see down here, 109. I don't regret it. I'm still really enjoy Chronicles of Crime. I think it's a great game, app-based, so they can always update it and add new campaigns to it, which is always cool. And the way that the game is developed, the developer can always keep adding content to it because it's all QR code. It's really kind of cool. So Chronicles of Crime, the Millennium series. Okay, the third game I backed was Who Goes There, 2nd edition. So this one was another one that kind of like snuck up on me. It actually came up on a Facebook ad, and it wouldn't go away. Every time I was on Facebook, it was like, who goes there? Who goes there? And the comments people were pretty hard on it, because the 1st edition had some problems. But I was like, well, let's check this out. Let's see what I can understand about this game. And it really looked like the developers had taken all of the criticism from the 1st edition and tried to fix this. So this game basically is going to be The Thing in a board game version. And it actually has the license from the original book. So that's why it's called Who Goes There, because I believe that's what the book was titled and not The Thing. And so the idea of it is you're going to be assigned a character. So you have like the engineer, the commander, the chef, or whatever. You're all going to be a character of some sort that's part of the story. And you're going to try to survive to get fuel to fly away. And there are times where at some point someone could become infected with the thing. And so you're trying to, if you're infected, you're trying to get onto the helicopter, but you have to go on the helicopter with another human because you don't know how to fly. So you're going to have people trust you, and you have potentials of infecting other people. And the whole idea of the secret betrayal mechanic always is interesting. And I like the fact that this was not centered on a party game, because I feel like all the betrayal games I play are always party games. So I really like the fact that this one was more of a board game with some strategy involved, and I was excited to try it. So I went with this one, and I'm pretty excited to get it. They have a pre-order option if you are interested in the Who Goes There 2nd edition. Okay, so the last game that I backed in March was Pax Pamir 2nd edition. And this one, I still couldn't really tell you why. I didn't really do a lot of research on this game. I was playing a game called Company Heroes on my computer, and my friend who I play with is a very big board gamer. And this game came up. I was talking about that. It's on Kickstarter right now. And he was like, man, I wish I had a chance to get that game. It's so good. It's impossible to find. And I was like, well, they're doing a reprint right now. And so he was like, dude, that is such a good game. You have to get it. So based off of his impression, I backed it, kind of forgot about it. Charge went through my credit card. You backed Pax Pamir. I was like, oh yeah, totally forgot I even had that thing backed. So this one, I'm still kind of blind. And I'll be honest with you, as a content creator, I feel like I have a duty to be to be very informed in terms of every game. And this one, I took a chance on because I liked the theme of it. I don't have I think it's in Afghanistan. Yeah. I don't have an Afghanistan-based game. I don't know anyone who might. Like, that's very niche-y. And I liked the politics of it. And so what I did see about it, it looked like an interesting game. And my friend had really good reviews. So I decided to take another shot on this game and take a chance. So this was the last game that I ended up backing in March, just prior to the start of the channel, actually, was this one. So this was the Kickstarter callback for March 2020. If you guys like this content and you want to see me go back to February, make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know that you want me to keep going back. If you enjoy the content, you want to join the community, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do videos about 3 days a week on average right now. I'd like to bump that more up. If you guys have any content ideas that you want me to do, you want me to do a video or anything, let me know. I'd love to have some of your guys' ideas or suggestions. Again, leave a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and I will talk to you guys soon.